Hi YouTube, Make Mine Marvel here with another statue review. This time it's Conan the Prize from Sideshow Collectibles. This is the exclusive edition. It's number 310 and the exclusive is the sword that he's holding. The regular comes with an axe and I'll be showing that later on. Now this is considered part of Sideshow's diorama collection. This is fully sculpted and it's 1/5 scale, so it fits in perfectly with any of the Comic Cat edition lines. It's the exact same size scale, but because it's two characters, when Sideshow was really doing their dioramas, they labeled it as a diorama as opposed to a Comic Cat. They did the same thing with the Thanos diorama that came with Mistress Death, and that's a 1/5 scale as well. So start off here with the princess. This actually does have a little mixed media to it, and by little I mean real little. The earrings themselves are actual real metal earrings, and they're looped through her ears, which is a really cool feature, real nice touch. And the dress is a clear resin, and it's painted with shades of pink and purple, but it's just enough paint that it doesn't cover all of the clear plastic. It's got a little bit of translucence to it, more of an opaquishness, if that's a word. The skirt, this skirt here has two pegs that go right above her lower back, and then two more pegs for this piece that go in, and that drapes around her. That piece is sculpted on there. That's covering her top. See how they did the hair flow in the wind as Conan's running with her, rescuing her, or kidnapping her, or whatever the story tells. But the face has a ton of expression in it. The eyes are done perfectly, looking right over her shoulder, in the direction Conan's running. Skin tone's done perfectly. One of my favorite parts of this statue is the story it tells with Conan. He's, beat up, he's bloody, he's dirty, he's all scarred up, and he's rough. And then the princess on top is immaculate. She's not dirty. Looks like she's been sitting in a castle or wherever, being taken care of. She's perfectly pristine. Makeup's all done and everything. So it kind of shows the two worlds of the caste system and the Conan comics. So I like that story that it tells to it. And not to mention that the statue is full of details. This is one of Sideshow's best statues they've ever done. Great piece. You can see here, so, the lace of her sandals going around her legs, they're actually sculpted. That's terrible right there with that lighting. Sorry about that. All right, you can see better on that one. They're sculpted into her skin. So it's kind of like it's tight, around her skin. It's painted really well, and you can see on the sandals themselves, they actually gave the bottom of the sandals some texture to them, and you can see where the threading actually goes and attaches to the bottom of the sandals. I mean, that's the level of detail that they went into on this statue. It's really, really well done. And then again, to say, reinforce what I said, that, they get the blood splatter on Conan's shield, that he's been through a battle. It's all pitted and marked up. It's got some slices in it. You can see here that the shield's supposed to have a leather covering, but you can also see the actual wood that makes up the shield underneath the leather covering that, as he's gone through battle and started to split. I mean, it looks like real. It's all sculpted, but it looks like real stitching, real leather. The metal on it is painted perfectly. It's all pitted and patinaed. I mean, just really, really nice. And then Conan himself, a lot of anger in that face. Really, really well done. Sideshow still produces the best head sculpts in the business by far. Every head sculpt they do is great. A lot of emotion being shown in them. Sometimes they'll produce some statues with some wonky eyes, but that's about it as far as it goes for faults with their head sculpts. But that's few and far between, and actually I don't really have a statue that shows any wonky eye. So I've seen them in pictures. I know people get some statues. I've been lucky enough where I've never had that issue. And again, the exclusive part of the statue, the sword of Conan here, it's done a little differently than the movie sword and everything. This is more comic book based. They gave it the blood splatter. So he just sliced up his enemies. Gave him his dagger on his hilt. Again, made his tunic or whatever you want to call it, leather. Got the axe back there. Got the sheath of the sword. The bottom of his boots, same thing. They, as you would get boots from a cobbler, as the shoes have been cobbled, the nails. They even made like it look like on the heel right there, as it's all scuffed up. It's really, really well done. The boot itself, skin tone, the musculature. Great job on the. They could have painted the veins a little bit better. Gave some more. This focuses. Yeah, here you go. Gave some more tint to the veins. They're pretty much painted with just the skin color. The shading on the skin's done real well. Get a shot of his chest. But like the veins aren't really shaded. Base itself, simple base, just a piece of a ruin. Looks like it's standing on top of sand. Couple of skulls. I want to say it's like a dungeon scene. That's there is maybe where a chain would have been attached to the wall. Might have been a pillar in a dungeon or something like that. Toppled over. And there's got some statue parts to the back, or I should say sculpture parts. All beaten up. The sand looks like real sand. They did that really well. The broken column here isn't done bad. This part in here, it could have been painted better. It's not perfect. It's a little flat on the paint, kind of one color, but the outside of it's done really well with the cracks. And again, the metal, the patining of the metal around the base. His belt buckle's done real well. So for a one, and again, I'll get that axe on his hand and stuff so you guys can see the regular. But for a 1/5 scale diorama, this stands pretty tall. This is about 22 inches tall, and it's heavy. The whole thing is solid. Every piece of this is solid. So it's got some real good weight to it, which was surprising when I first got it. All right, let me pause it and get the axe on for you. All right, before I put the axe on, I just wanted to show you the pieces separately. So the exclusive sword is one piece there. It's a magnet with his hand. And then the regular edition comes with these two pieces. It actually has a sword hilt that goes into the scabbard on his back, which is a really nice feature. And then the axe itself. So, you can, if you're playing with exclusive, you can take the hilt out. So it looks like he took the sword out of his sheath and he's got it in his hand. And then when he's got the axe, you can put the sheath in, or the hilt in, so it looks like it's in there. All right, let me get that on for you guys. Okay, so that's you can see it there, the sword, in the scabbard, and the axe on his hand. The same thing with what they did with the axe as a sword, bloodied it up. They even actually added a little blood spray. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Hopefully it will. See if I can get that in. There you go. Little blood splatter on his hand right there. So that's not, they don't have that on the hand with the sword, but they do have it with the axe hand. So It's nice looking either way. Is this a statue that you need to have the exclusive on, the sword? No, not really. The regular is really well done, but you know, I've always liked Conan with a sword more than an axe, the sword of Conan and all that kind of stuff. That's why when I was getting this, or when I wanted to get this, I was looking for the exclusive more than anything. But it's definitely not something that you need. That the exclusive is definitely not a must-have. It doesn't make or break this statue by any means. Now, this all being said, I'm doing this video for the statue because this may be leaving the collection. I've got a possible trade worked out for this statue. This will be going to a very good home if the trade goes through. You know, and I know it's going to somebody that's really going to appreciate it. And I'll really appreciate the statue that I'll be getting in return. So he's going to get boxed up and getting ready to be traded off. If it doesn't happen, then he'll come back out of the box and back into the collection on display. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.